Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and here's the headlines. Vietnam and Kazakhstan upgrades relations to strategic partnership. 19 sculptures selected for display at Vietnam Military History Museum. From battle maps to battlefield. At the invitation of President of the Republic of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, Party General Secretary To Lâm and his spouse, along with a high-ranking Vietnamese delegation, paid a state visit to the Republic of Kazakhstan from May the 5th to the 7th. This is the first state visit to Kazakhstan by General Secretary To Lâm, and also the first visit by a General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam to Kazakhstan since the two countries established diplomatic relations in 1992. Both leaders reached consensus on deepening the political trust between the two countries through promoting delegation exchanges at all levels across all channels, which helps strengthen the solid political and social foundation for expanding cooperation across all areas, further promote defense security cooperation, as well as defense industry and military technology. Following the talks, President Tokayev awarded the Vietnamese leader Kazakhstan's Order of Dostik Friendship of the First Class. A joint statement on the establishment of the Vietnam-Kazakhstan strategic partnership was also adopted. The two leaders also witnessed the signing of several cooperation documents. Later today, General Secretary To Lâm had a meeting with Kazakh Prime Minister Ozas Petenov. On May the 7th in Baku, Azerbaijan, Minister of National Defense General Phan Van Giang met with Azerbaijani Defense Minister Colonel General Zakir Hassanov as part of Party General Secretary To Lem's state visit to Azerbaijan. Minister Hassanov welcomed his Vietnamese counterpart and expressed confidence that the visit by General Secretary To Lem would further strengthen the traditional friendship between the two countries, especially in the field of defense. Both sides reviewed recent defense cooperation and agreed that there is strong potential for deeper collaboration. They emphasized the need for both ministries and relevant agencies to actively explore new areas of partnership. To bring their existing defense agreement to life, the two ministers pledged to coordinate on future initiatives. Training and education were identified as key focus areas. Vietnam expressed readiness to host Azerbaijani military students for Vietnamese language courses and international defense training programs. The meeting concluded with a formal exchange of the Memorandum of Understanding on Defense Cooperation witnessed by General Secretary To Lem and Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev. The Navy service solemnly held a ceremony on May the 7th to mark its 70th founding anniversary and to receive the third Ho Chi Minh Order. President Lương Cường, Chairman of the National Defense and Security Council, Commander-in-Chief of the People's Armed Forces, addressed the ceremony. The third Ho Chi Minh Order is the recognition of the party and state on the heroic Navy service for its outstanding feats in the new situation. 70 years ago, on May the 7th, 1955, the Coastal Defense Department, the predecessor of the Navy service today, was established. During the National Resistance War, the Vietnam People's Navy surmounted all difficulties, quickly matured, and excellently completed all tasks assigned by the party, the fatherland, the military, and people. The Vietnam People's Navy today is one of the forces advancing straight to modernity, firmly protecting the sea, islands, airspace and continental shelf of the fatherland, being a firm mainstay for fishermen to sail the sea, engaging in natural disasters prevention and control, search and rescue, and the whole people defense posture building at sea. Speaking at the ceremony, President Lương Cường emphasized that the sea and islands play an extremely important strategic position in the socio-economic development and international integration of the country, being a particularly important strategic space for national defense and security. protecting the national sovereignty over the sea and islands is the will, determination and responsibility of the whole party, people and military, in which the Vietnam People's Navy is the core force. The President noted that the Navy service needs to closely and effectively combine national defense, security, foreign affairs, economy, build a clean and strong party committee of the Navy, always be the core force, a firm mainstay for fishermen to sail the sea, thereby building a firm whole people defense posture and a people's heart's disposition at sea. On May the 7th, Lieutenant General Trương Thiên Tô, Vice Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, chaired a conference on selecting sculptures to be displayed at the outdoor exhibition space of the Vietnam Military History Museum. 28 sculptures were evaluated, including 5 works reflecting historical figures and events from the Hưng King and An Dương Vương eras to before 1930, 7 works reflecting the resistance war against the French colonialism, 8 works reflecting the resistance war against the American imperialists, and 8 works reflecting the period of national construction and defense. The Council has selected 19 outstanding and most meaningful works, ensuring that the sculpture art space represents historical milestones, thereby honoring the great feats of the nation, has profound educational value and high artistic value, and has its own identity suitable for the landscape and architecture of the museum. Recently, Working Group Number 16 Youth Journey for the Homeland Sea and Islands in 2025 visited and encouraged the soldiers and people of Trường Sa Island District, Khánh Hòa Province and DK1 platforms. During the voyage, the group visited, exchanged cultural activities and presented gifts to the soldiers and people on the islands of the Trường Sa Archipelago and DK1 platforms. The group also offered incense at the Ho Chi Minh Memorial House, the Martyrs Memorial, and participated in the flag-raising ceremony on Trường Sa Island. At the same time, a memorial service for heroic martyrs who sacrificed their lives to safeguard the national sovereignty over sea and islands was held. On this occasion, the Navy Service Command awarded the For the Cause of Protecting Sea and Island Sovereignty Medal and the Trường Sa Soldier Badge to over 180 delegates participating in the voyage, marking a meaningful journey on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day. Coming up next, from battle maps to battlefield. From reconciliation to prosperity. 71 years ago, on May the 7th, 1954, the Điện Biên Phủ victory resounded the 5 continents and shook the world, marking the desire for independence and the strength of the great national unity of the whole party, people and military. This victory is attributed greatly to the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army for effectively promoting its advisory role to the General Military Commission and directly working with the Điện Biên Phủ Campaign Command to develop strategic plans for troops building and organization, as well as appropriate combat strategies. The battle maps were successfully enacted on the battlefield, leading our troops to the historical victory. From late 1953 to early 1954, with military aid from the US, the French military force in Indochina had grown significantly. From research on the enemy, the General Staff proposed to disperse the enemy's main force by opening attack directions to Lai Châu, the Central Highlands, Central Lower Laos and the Northwest. That's where the enemy fell. They wanted to concentrate their forces to defeat our main force, but we dispersed them, causing them to deploy troops to different battlefields and directions and encounter many difficulties. When Điện Biên Phủ had been chosen as the strategic battleground, Comrade Hoàng Văn Thái, the first Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and also the Chief of Staff of the campaign, realized a number of important decisions of General Võ Nguyên Giáp and the campaign command, including changing the combat motto from quick attack, quick resolution to steady combat, steady advance. Each and every firepower position, artillery line, or layer of trenches was outlined with sophisticated and extremely precise strokes for the picture of the great victory. On March 13, 1954, the Điện Biên Phủ campaign officially began. In the first battle that had to be won, Him Lam, the steel door of the enemy's stronghold, was attacked by Division 312. Mường Thanh Airport soon became the enemy's dead zone. The only supply route for the French army in Điện Biên was cut off. Parachute supplies were surrounded by anti-aircraft artillery. The Điện Biên Phủ preoccupying was completely controlled by our troops in terms of logistics right from the beginning of the campaign. On the morning of May the 7th, 1954, the explosion of 1,000 kilograms of explosives in the heart of A1 Hill was the signal for a general offensive on the entire front. Mr. Lê Trọng Tấn directed Division 312 to attack the enemy's command post and capture General de Castries. The resounding victory that shook the world is attributed to not only the brave hearts in the trenches, but also the outstanding military talents behind the battle maps, including the generals and officers of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army. National unity, reconciliation, and harmony have consistently been key policies of our party and state, recognized by the Vietnamese people and the international community. This undeniable truth cannot be distorted or denied by any hostile force. These principles serve as the foundation for strengthening, maintaining, and promoting the great national solidarity, fostering unity, and mobilizing all resources to defend and build the country on the path of socialism. The country has been reunited for 50 years round. Vietnamese people have concurred as one. To achieve such solidarity, it is worth mentioning the correctness and timeliness of the policy of national reconciliation after the war. Yet, there remain challenges. The challenges of development. Development is determined by the human factor. All those who wish to contribute to the common cause of national building should and can play a part. With goodwill and a sincere heart, all can sit together. The world homeland for a son living far away from home is truly sacred. It is the mainstay and support for us to be proud and develop. Coming back to Vietnam is both a proud and heartfelt desire. We are deeply grateful to our ancestors for preserving this land, allowing us to enjoy its blessings today. I and other intellectuals among the overseas Vietnamese, especially those in France, are eager to play an important role in the nation's development in this new era. As a young person, I have even more confidence in the policies of the party and the state, as well as the opportunities that the country is offering to us, with the hope of contributing to our homeland in the future. United and strong communities of overseas Vietnamese will help affirm the position of the country, and the position of our country will, vice versa, make our overseas Vietnamese become stronger. From a country devastated by war, Vietnam has become a rendezvous for peace. By March 2025, Vietnam had established diplomatic relations with 194 countries on all continents, including comprehensive strategic partnerships with 11 countries, strategic partnerships with 20 countries, and comprehensive partnerships with 14 countries. By putting aside the past and looking toward the future, Vietnam can tap full potential to conquer new heights and reach out to the world.
For decades, it would have been unthinkable for an American president to stand in Hanoi alongside a Vietnamese leader and announce a mutual commitment to the highest level of countries' partnership.
Strengthening China-Vietnam cooperation and solidarity is a historical lesson of great significance on the path of overcoming all challenges, leading us from one victory to another. Looking to the future, we will never forget our original wish to accompany each other on the path of socialism in each country, so that the achievements of industrialization and modernization will bring more benefits to both peoples. Vietnam, a country once torn apart by foreign plots, the country was eroded in every aspect through years of brutal war. Now it has risen, becoming a model of peace and sustainable development. This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.